Hey folks, how's everybody doing this evening? It's Saturday night. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm off tonight, no gig. I just came off of 2 in a row, so I got a break this week, next week, and then we're back at it again. But as usual, I try to do these once a month, just do kind of a hangout, talk about a few things, talk about some gear, music, whatever you guys want. Just a hangout, shoot the shit type of session. And got a few folks in here already. Just wanted to say hello. Get Guitar Talk Universe. Yeah, Quine is in here. Welcome. Quine, how you doing? There's Paul Lou. Hope you're doing well, Paul. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's good. Cushman, New York City. Nice to see you. There's my old pal Mitch. Nice to see you. Wayne McConnell, how are you? Cushman, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. There's Dwight Bailey, Tyler Patterson. There's Charles Green. Yeah, Mitch and Charles, great show last night. Checked it out. Very good. You guys both played very, very well. That includes Mitch. You guys played both, did really well. Really nice jams on that show yesterday. Hey, there's Ben Tom. How you doing, man? Hope everybody's good. Yeah, so a couple of things get us started there. No, you rock, Charles Green. A couple things to get started here. I just got this back from the Guitar Doctor. This is a guitar that I bought out of a trunk of a car, literally. 2016 traditional. Bought this, I don't know, I think I've had it for a couple of years. But I knew right away when I bought it that this switch was not original because it felt really cheesy. It didn't feel like a Gibson switch. So, of course, eventually it crapped out on me. And I wasn't getting any neck pickup action, but I got the switch replaced with the Gibson switch. So now this thing is back in health. Yeah. The traditionals, if you don't know, I mean, if you're not a Gibson person, the traditionals are basically what the current standards are. So this is, if you can find a traditional used, man, you're basically buying a standard. Like, I'd be all over it like a fat kid on a Smartie. They're great guitars. So there you go. Got a few more people that joined us. Just want to make sure I catch everybody. Dark Wizard, how are you? Six String Brian, hey, man. How are things out east? Everything's good. Yeah, Cosmo Music. Yeah, big news locally here. We have what I consider, and I think anybody around in the city considers the best music store that we have in the city. It's called Cosmo Music, and they are basically going out of business. I mean, that's the only store that you could find, Laney, Friedman, Sir Guitars, Friedman Guitars for that matter. Like, they carried all the brands that our Guitar Center, which is Lon McQuaid. We have a chain here called Lon McQuaid. It's very similar to Guitar Center. There's like, 4 of them within 45 minutes of my house. They're everywhere. They're like McDonald's for guitars. Anyways, they only carry certain brands, but if you wanted something outside of the, the Gibsons and the Marshalls and the Fenders and that sort of thing, you went to Cosmo because they carried everything, and they had a wicked room in the back that would be like a platinum room at a Guitar Center, where you could go in and you could try everything. I mean, I'm talking everything, like Nags guitars and stuff, right? Like just crazy expensive shit, Ernie balls and all kinds of stuff. And they're going out of business. I was talking to a friend of mine because I got this guitar repaired at the Lon McQuaid. I have a pretty good relationship, and I know people at this particular store. Anyways, I was talking to my buddy John, and basically Law McQuaid is taking over that building, and they're going to take over there because they had a lot of guitar lessons and stuff there. They're taking over the building, and they're going to do retail out of that store. So that's going to become a Law McQuaid location. I don't know if they're going to use the whole complex because it's a massive complex. It's like a shopping mall. You go in there, the way they set it up, it's like a shopping mall for instruments. You got like a little drum store, sheet music store, keyboards, PA, and then you've got, of course, guitars and basses and all kinds of stuff. But it's sad though. Yeah. Going out of business. They think they've been in business for I think since the 70s, so. But that's the big local news here, music-wise. Or guitar store-wise. Just catching up here. Yeah, exactly, Paul. Yeah. Yeah, they're a good store. The Scrumpy, there's a new name. Is the Sabbath show still happening? Lots of publicity than nothing. Ozzy deserves a big send-off, though, right? As far as is there a Sabbath show happening? I mean, everybody's got an opinion on that. Kind of hard to say. But I mean, if you, I mean, just to be realistic, Ozzy's got Parkinson's, and he basically, I mean, if you go by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame not too long ago, he can't stand under his own power. He was sitting in a chair, and he wasn't really singing. He had other guys singing his songs. I mean, he was kind of singing along, but they were basically singing his songs. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to improve that much between now and I think it's July 15th is the show. I could be wrong. I can't see a miracle cure and all of a sudden he's going to be jumping around throwing buckets of water. That's not going to happen. He'll definitely be sitting down. Will he be able to sing any songs? I don't know. Then you've got oh God, I'm blanking on his name. Bill Ward. He's another one. Can he play a whole set of Sabbath? What kind of shape is Bill Ward in? It's going to be. I think it's just going to be a lot of bands playing a lot of Sabbath songs, and Sabbath maybe. I mean, maybe 3 songs, maybe 6. I don't know. Hard to say, but it's not going to be like a full-blown Sabbath show by any means. But, yeah. Yeah, Daniel Newbury, exactly. Yeah, that's probably as good as it's going to get, right? The odd thing is, he's going to be performing with his own band, right? So how is he going to be able to play Ozzy stuff with Zach and then finish the night playing Sabbath stuff with, the original lineup? I don't think he'd be able to do either, And then the other thing too, I mean, if it's like the last time with Sabbath, I mean, I guess it's more of an Ozzy thing than a Sabbath thing, really. Because Sharon's involved, so that would kind of tell you that. But, why wouldn't they bring out, the other singers they had, like the whole history of Sabbath, I mean, unfortunately, Ronnie James is dead, rest in peace. But Tony Martin's still around, Ian still around. Why don't they try to bring on the old singers and kind of do because they could do a couple of Sabbath tunes, right? You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. This is Wayne McConnell. How are you, man? Russ Marquardt, how are you? There's Janice. Hope everybody's doing well on a Saturday night. If anybody's got any questions or anything else want to talk about, bring them up. This is just a hangout, shoot the shit. The other thing that's gear-wise that's happened with me is other than getting this back from the guitar doctor, and I'm glad to have it back. I got how would I explain this? I didn't get a new amp. I got a new old amp, or an old new amp. Does that make any sense? So, as most of you know, I play in a bar band. I'm off this weekend. I'm actually off for the next 2 weekends, but I just came off of like I think two. We just did 2 or 3 in a row. I can't remember. Anyways, um, we're playing like the slightly bigger places, or when I have a bit more room and I can turn up the volume a bit. I generally use a Marshall DSL 40CR. It's a 40 watt Marshall combo, 12-inch Celestion in it. I use that, and I decided to trade it in because it was getting that's my second one of that model. They're usually good for about 5 or 6 years, and then they start to have problems. So I'm like, okay, this is at that point. So I decided to trade it in and get a Black Star, and I had a Black Star MK3, I think it's called, Venue Series or something. It's got everything under the sun in it. It's got DIs, it's got IRs, there's software you can use with it. There's a USB-C in it, all this kind of stuff. And I had it. It was a little bit heavier than the Marshall, which is a concern when you get to be my age and you're putting stuff in the backs of cars. But and it was slightly larger. But I generally those amps are pedal platforms for me. And I plugged my pedals into them, and I'm not going to say they sounded bad, but they just didn't sound like what I'm used to, which is Marshalls. I mean, it's been what I've been playing for the last dozen years or so. So, anyways, decided to take that back and went and got myself another Marshall DSL 40CR, a brand new one. So that's my third Marshall combo, and that's actually what you're hearing right now. That's with the Captor X. So instead of using coming out the speaker, I'm using it as a head. It's going into my Captor X, and then that's going DI into the into my interface here. So that is the Marshall you're listening to right now with my pedals. Let's see if I caught everybody. Guitar Man 45, how are you? Hey Spencer, no gigs tonight. Good to see you're back out there doing it, buddy. Good for you, man. Thoughts on paying $12,000 to B. Gene Simmons roadie? Here's what I don't understand. Why would I pay him if I'm working? He should be paying me $12,000. If I'm gonna be a roadie for Gene, the money should be going in this direction, not in that direction. It's just if there was any doubt that Gene was all about the money. I mean, and they're, I've seen it, like, guys buying stage played guitars for ridiculous amounts of money. They'll play one song with, I was there, I was with the guy who did it, okay? They'll go up there and he'll play a bass for one song. You wait afterwards, you pay him like, was it $20,000 or something stupid? He'll sign his name to it, and you take a picture and prove that he was on stage with that particular guitar, and it's just money. Such an AC/DC tone. Thank you, Scrumpy. You know what? That's always sort of my goal. I'm always going for an AC/DC tone. That's what I'm always trying to get, like for my lighter overdrive. My goal is Back in Black. I want to sound like Back in Black. Saw Frank Beard is easy. Yeah, I read about that, Dark Wizard. Yeah, they got a backup drummer in there, and apparently he's filled in for him before. You know what? I got a feeling if Frank Beard is out of ZZ Top, I think they'll just grab another drummer and just keep going. I think ZZ Top's going to go until Billy Gibbons is out, until he's had enough, because he's pretty much driving the bus. There's Braxel. How you doing? Back in the shack. Not quite, Pooh. How are things in Canada? Well, I don't know about the whole country, but here they're warming up, man. We're finally getting some warm weather, and we're getting, what's this week is like the end of winter. Spring's starting up soon, so the snow's melting, and it's starting to, we actually saw sun today. And I think, we were hitting like 13, 14 Celsius. What's that in Fahrenheit? Probably in the 50s. So not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. do any more than that, I'll get a copyright. It's colder here than when it was cold. Okay. I guess it's colder there. For money, need will do whatever Gene. Yeah. 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 I mean, I've been witness to some of the blatant. The funny thing is, though, at the same time, Gene, of all the people that, you know, connected with Kiss or been in Kiss that I've met, which is pretty much everybody, like with the exception of Ace. Funny enough, it's the only one I haven't met. But anyways, he's the one that always takes the extra time with the fans and makes sure everybody's happy. So there's that side of him too, right? So it's kind of like he's a very nice guy, but he's always like, give me more, give me more. Back in Black is the quintessential 80s rock tone. It totally is, Daniel. Yeah. For Paul, 50 is cold. Dude, that's almost t-shirt weather. That's almost t-shirt weather for me. Oh, you're doing the Celsius thing, Janice? Yeah. 20 seems warmer than 40. Well, 20 Celsius is probably in the mid-60s Fahrenheit. Quentin turned on his AC, and he's got his furnace on at the same time. You're going to have when that low front meets that cold front, you're going to have a friggin' tornado in your living room, dude. Stay in the house weather? Oh, you're in New Zealand, Scrumpy. Yeah. Hey, Scrumpy, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 5,000. I'm about 260 away. I need another two. If I get 260 more subs this year and I hit 5,000, that would be absolutely amazing. Tell your friends. Today, yeah, 20 Celsius is fine. Getty's quote about Kiss: whatever you want to say about Kiss musically or otherwise, there's no band more committed to giving people their money's worth every night. Yeah. Yeah, Dark Wizard, we had rain today and we got rain again tomorrow. Yeah. You mentioned that I had a Black Star too. I have the Black Star MK100 amp. Oh, there's nothing wrong with the amps, Guitar Man 45. Yeah, they're good amps. It's just, when you get... I mean, I am so accustomed to the Marshall, the DSL specifically, and even where I rehearse, we rehearse once a week. And at a studio, and in the studio I'm always plugging into a 100 watt JCM 2000, which is like basically a DSL 100 watt head, and that sound is so, the way my pedals respond to it, and it's just that sound is so imprinted in my head that that's a sound that I want. Whenever we play really small places, like last week, for example, I used a little Blues Junior, and already I'm not, it's like I'm not feeling it. I'm not getting quite the sound. I mean, it's the new Blues Junior. It's kind of what's it called, a Mark IV or something. It actually has a Celestion speaker in it, so it's better than the older Blues Juniors with the Jensens. I think sounded like crap, but this one with the Celestion sounds pretty close to a Marshall, but it's not quite there. But once you have a sound in your head, and you're playing, it's like, you're always kind of seeking out that sound. I mean, the Black Star was pretty Marshall-esque. It's got that ISF thing on it that you can really change the EQ on it, right? You can make it sound more Fendery or Marshall if you want. Add 32 and multiply by 1.8. Yeah, that was the 9/5, which is 1.8, right? Any changes to the pedal board lately? Haven't seen anyone on the Discord in a long time. I don't know. Last time we chatted about pedal boards, Paul. I'm actually using my pedal board right now. I'm using my Wampler Euphoria, which I still love. That's my light overdrive. I'm using a Wampler now. I got a Wampler Tumnus at the end of the chain. I'm using that for a lead boost now. That's really about it. Yeah, it's really about it. And then on the small board, what have I got? I got a Friedman pedal on there. I think it's the Dirty Shirley pedals on that one. For my heavier drive and my lighter drive. Shit, I can't remember what I'm using on that. I don't know. But it might be the K-line. I don't know. JCM 2000 TSL Marshall Super Elite. Yeah. I don't know. There's the 2000s get a lot of... I don't know. They don't get a lot of love. I really dig them. I mean, hey, Sandra, how are you? I mean, there was another place I used to rehearse. They had a JCM 900. I thought it sounded so thin. There was no bottom to it. I just didn't like it, They had that, and it had a dual rectifier, and the dual rectifier smoked it, right? So, it depends. JCM 800s, too, I'm like, I don't know. There's something about the DSL. It just got so much bottom, and it's just so big sounding, in my experience. But what do I know? Dwight's doing good. That's good. Let me know if anybody's got any other questions or things you want to talk about. So as I mentioned, new amp. New old amp. Gonna try and cool off on the, speaking of pedals, trying to cool off on that. I really don't need any more pedals. If anything, I'm going into selling mode. Like, I'm gonna sell this. I bought this. This is the Pod Express. I haven't had a chance to put this up for sale, but that's going to go up for sale. I might sell a couple of pedals too, I'm not sure. This is a really nice pedal, which is probably going to go back on my board. This is the Wampler Triumph Overdrive. This is a really nice pedal, actually. I might swap this out. That might go on the other board. But we'll see. It's nice. I liked having a couple of extra different variations and things, and, try a different... Generally, my problem is I have an overdrive addiction, right? I've been through so many overdrives, it's not funny. But that's usually the ones that I end up swapping out. But usually when I get one delay, I got a carbon copy here right now, which is what you're... That's the carbon copy. I have it on just a very quick, not quite a slapback, but close. Yeah, and then the Boss chorus, best sounding chorus, I think, is the Boss. And when you're playing 80s stuff, you got to have the Boss chorus. Shit. Yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff coming up, music wise. I got a new song that's gonna be hopefully recorded within the next week or two. So keep an eye out for that. Got a show this week. We're gonna be doing a show on Gary Moore. If you're a guitar player, you probably know who Gary Moore is, or if you're a music fan, you would know who Gary Moore is. It's one of these guys that just never. I mean, he was big, but he was never a household name. When you think of like top guitarists, he's not in the conversation. You know, it's Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and so on. So, but nobody talks about Gary Moore, and Gary Moore was an absolutely phenomenal guitar player. And I've wanted to do a Gary Moore show here for quite a long time, and finally going to be doing one this week with Pete. So look for that, a Gary Moore show this week. And then next week we're doing a live show. The Gary Moore thing will be pre-recorded, but the live show will be doing one a week from this Thursday with Martin and Pete. This is the Friedman small box pedal. Everybody's saying hello to each other. That's cool. Hope everybody's doing good. There's Johnny Bean. Hope all is well with you too, Johnny. Let me know if anybody's Am I playing anywhere soon? Yeah, Braxel. I'm playing in a little town called Fergus in about 2 weeks. Little bar, and then after that, I don't know where I'm going. I think I'm playing in Newmarket. Yeah, all the gigs are like, usually anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour away, and most of them are, relatively small bars. So 20-watt combo amps. I was talking to somebody the other day, like in the 90s, I went from playing, with full PA and everything else to typically playing to anywhere from I don't know, 300 up people and making a shit ton more money to the 2025s where like I'm making basically gas and beer money and playing about 50 people. That's where I was in my 20s, and this is where I am in my 50s. But that being said, I'm still gigging, so can't be all bad. But now it's strictly doing it for the love of it, because there ain't really no other reason to do it. So Fastway. Played a gig with a small Black Star amp, was fine. Yeah, it's all I use. Small amps. Biggest amp combo I use is a 40-watter. I mean, once in a blue moon, I'll take out my 20-watt Friedman head and my 212 cab, but that's like once in a blue moon. So anybody, let me know if anyone's got any more requests. Chat seems to be real quiet tonight. Time is still a little bit early. I'll hang around here for another 10 minutes or so. Coming from, I'm happy to have 30 people in the club. Yeah, 30 people. What I learned over, I mean, it's up to the bar how many people they attract. Your job is to keep them there. So, if they're not running for the exits once we start playing, if they still stay till the end of the night, you kind of did your job, right? But as far as what you're starting with, if it's 30 people or 40 people or whatever, that's really up to the bar. If it's a popular place and there's lineups to get in, that's the bar. That's not you. Well, not me anyway in our case, right? There's only a couple of places that reserve ahead. And if they reserve ahead and we're playing, and they know we're playing because there are places we play often and they sell out, okay, we can take some credit for that. But most bars you walk in, whoever's there is there. If you keep them there, then you've done your job. So Spencer, are you in a permanent fixture now in this new project, or what's going on? Has anyone ever got up on stage and messed with I've had people fall on my shit. That's happened more than once. Spilt beer and that kind of thing. You know, you get the odd idiot wants to get on a mic. That happens sometimes. You know, and it's sometimes. I mean, if a lot of places will have security, but the security is like they're there, but they're not there. So you got to kind of handle it yourself. So without being rude and without starting a fight, you kind of have to give the person an indication. Like in my case, if I see somebody leaning like they're gonna fall back on my gear, I'm pushing them off. You know, so it doesn't happen, right? And so, they'll realize it. And they'll be, oh, sorry, and then they'll move away. That's the best scenario. But you know, yeah, but it happens, right? That happens. The worst is when you got somebody who wants to get on the mic. That's the worst. And then you got to be a little more forceful, let's say. Any good scotch lately? I'm drinking some Bowmore right now, Daniel. I think it's 12-year Bowmore. That stuff's not bad. It's I got it because it was on sale. It's actually pretty good. Hey, Epiphonium, welcome. Jeff K, how are you? The drunk dancer that crashes into your pedal board. Yeah, there was one place we used to play, and it was, we're a bunch of dads up there, but everybody there was probably, I would say, the oldest person was maybe in their 30s. It was all like a lot of early, college age, early 20s year olds, and they'd be up partying, whatever. And there was this one guy. The last time we played there, he wasn't drinking a beer. He had a whole pitcher of beer. So that was his mug, was the pitcher of beer. Okay, and this guy's standing right in front of me, and he's doing this, right? He's swaying back and forth, and there's people around him, and they're dancing and whatever. And I'm watching this beer just swirl around in this pitcher, and I'm looking down at my pedal board. Okay, and the whole night, instead of me enjoying it and having a good time playing, I'm just waiting for this guy to either, fall over, hopefully miss my, pedal board or whatever. And, it's just, it kind of ruins the night. You can't relax, right? But there you go. Yeah, I'm live, Epiphonium. Welcome. Yeah, it's very smoky. I like the smoky stuff, the peaty stuff, the Islay stuff, the stuff that comes from Islay. Yeah, I kind of like that stuff. Had a guy come on stage and grab my Les Paul Custom. Ooh. I guess he was grabbed by the scruff of his neck and thrown off the stage. Yeah, nobody's come up and grabbed my guitar. I've had people like eyeball them on the stand and stuff, and I'm kind of like looking at them like, don't you dare even touch it. But yeah, I never had anybody grab one of my guitars. Not that I can recall anyway. Ever play parks with a stage or outside pavilions? Yeah, we do that. So I talked about this before. We have things here, and I call rib fests, and it's basically where a bunch of they'll take over like a big park, and they'll have all these rib stands, and it's like an all-day thing. There's a beer tent and stuff to buy and all this stuff other than just ribs, and then they always have like a stage, with a covered stage, elevated backline, sound guys, all this, and I'll have bands play all day. And we usually do at least a couple of those a year. And then there's some street festivals that we do. We usually do one of those a year. So we usually do like three, maybe four outdoor things with backline every year. This year, funny enough, we're doing a. Okay, this is I still can't wrap my head around this, but we're playing a potato festival. Okay, potatoes, potatoes. um, and there's a small town about, I don't know, an hour and change away from here that has this massive potato festival where they shut down the streets of the downtown core and they take over this big area, and it's just beer tents and food and live music and all this stuff going on, and all because of potatoes. It's crazy, right? And I actually, a friend of mine, guy I work with, lives in that town, so he was telling me about it. So it's legit, and we're actually playing that this year. So I don't know how the hell we're gonna get in there. They shut down the roads. How am I gonna get my gear? I'm already worrying about stuff like this. How am I gonna get my gear in there? How am I gonna get in and out to do it? Is it gonna be like a helicopter fly us in like Woodstock? I don't know how we're gonna get in and out of there, but it's crazy. Yeah, it's a potato festival. Yeah. Potato guns, yeah, maybe. Beer tents and potatoes, yeah. I imagine they're gonna have all kinds of like, I don't know, mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, French fried potatoes, potato chips. Every kind of potato concoction you can think of. But yeah, it should be interesting. I've never done it before. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It's the biggest thing they do all year in that town. So I'm curious and worried at the same time. Hey, Michael Fisher, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, those are fun to do, and usually, I mean, they're fun. Well, getting there is a pain in the ass. You usually got to park far and carry, guitar, and usually it's my guitar, and my pedals to the stage. But what's good about them is we usually don't play any more than an hour, hour and a half, and we get paid like we play the whole night. So it's kind of a hit and run thing. The sound checks are like, basically, are the mics working? Okay, go. And then the guy adjusts the sound as you go. Can you get those folks off that tower, gentlemen? Yeah, like Woodstock, yeah. Potato Woodstock. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Never done it before. I'll have pictures and stuff, and some video, hopefully. Hey, you know what? If you got to get excited about something, why not potatoes? Park far and carry 50 pounds of potatoes. Yeah. I know. I wonder if the potatoes, like, what you. That's how you get admission? How many potatoes have you brought in? 10 potatoes per person? I see a bunch of people on the streets or parks. Yeah. I mean, they're fun to do, right? Like sometimes, it's really, really super hot, so we're up there like sweating our, off, right, to do the gig. I'm drinking a lot of water and stuff, and was it last year we did one, and it was really freaking hot. You know, I rarely, I mean, it's not good form to wear shorts when you play bar gigs, but when I'm doing one of those outdoor things and it's really friggin' hot, dude, I'm wearing shorts. I don't give a shit. Oh, Mitch is giving technical help. Mitch is the man. Mitch's middle name is IT. How's the guitar sound? All right? Is it too loud? This is like my light overdrive tone. Bus Rider by the Guess Who. No, I don't, Michael. I don't know how to play any Guess Who, actually. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't even know how to play American Woman. I mean, other than that, that's the only Guess Who I know. Sounds good. Thank you, Epiphonium. Bus Rider. I haven't heard that song in a year. A long time. Actually, Randy's out with a version of BTO, calling themselves BTO and doing a bunch of songs. But there are a lot of Guess Who mixed in with the BTO. Let me know if anybody's got any more requests or any more questions. Everybody's very quiet this evening. Usually the chat is flying, but I guess everybody's hungover from Friday. Okay, well, I got something queued up here. If anybody's still, I can't see who's still in here, but I got something queued up here. If you want to hang out and check it out, this is a little bit old. Recorded this, I don't know, a couple of years back. I'll play us some early Kiss. Got a request, okay. How early? That's pretty early. Worn out from the gig last night. Yeah, I hear you. How about On the Hunt by Leonard Skinner? I don't know any Skinner either. Sorry, Michael. Not much of a southern rock guy. Yeah. Ian's Guitar Shack, how are you? Any more requests before I call it? Play that video? Let me know if you got any more requests before I call and play the video. I'm not playing very well tonight. I never am, so I'm used to it. Always playing shitty. That's why I'm the hack. Alright, I don't see any requests. Okay, hang around. Check out this this track. Like I said, I recorded it about a year and a half ago. It's basically all of my musical heroes. And if you listen closely, you can hear all the bands that I mentioned at the beginning. You can hear them all within the song. Okay, so check it out. Okay, if you made it to the end, thanks very much for watching that. You guys have a good rest of or good week next week. Have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon. Take care. Cheers.